Hi, it's Will from StormTheCastle.com, and here on this video platform, you know me as another name. Depends on what video platform you're watching. Let me think. I'm going on a 500-mile hike, and I'm not taking a sleeping bag or a tent. What the heck is that all about? Let's do the intro and then I'll talk more about it. Dioramas, origami, catapults, and treasure stays, telescopes, terrariums, bonsai trees, and paper games, swords and shields, and real blacksmithing, model boxes, animation. I teach the art of real creation. StormTheCastle.com. Let's make something. Okay, welcome back. So, in my last video I talked about and I showed information about a pilgrimage that I'm taking in Spain in spring coming up. I'm also flying into Rome. I'm going to see Rome, and I'm going to see some of Italy, and I'm going to follow some Da Vinci stuff and some Michelangelo stuff. I'm going to go into France and do a few things, and then I'm going to walk the Camino starting in southwestern France and walk the 500 miles to Santiago de Compostela on the western shore of Spain. It's a religious pilgrimage that I'm taking. Should take me maybe 40 days, maybe 45 days, depends. On a few things. And I'm not taking a sleeping bag or a tent. So let me explain. Pretty much everybody thinks of a long hike that's going to take more than a month. You think the Appalachian Trail, you think the Pacific Coast Trail, you think forest and camping out and, you know, pitching your tent and, you know, cooking on an open fire, a campfire. And when I first started thinking about this pilgrimage that I'm taking, that's what I thought. But it isn't true. This isn't what the Camino is all about. The Camino is the common name for this pilgrimage. It's over 1,000 years old. Pilgrims have been doing it for over 1,000 years. And it's all pretty much set up for pilgrims. Every 10, 15, 20 miles there is something called an albergue. That's Spanish, and I think that means it's kind of like a hostel. It's a place for pilgrims to stay overnight, get a meal, get a shower, have a bed. And some of these places are actually pretty big, with lots of beds. Some of them are small, but they're dotted all along the trail. So you don't, for one thing, it's not necessary to camp out. No camping with the tent and whatnot. For another thing is, almost all of this land along the whole 500-mile route is privately owned. So there's no camping allowed. Unless you do stealth secret camping, which is kind of risky. So it's, you know, it's all being all private land. They don't want you camping on their land because they don't know how long they're going to stay there. So it's a pretty interesting pilgrimage. It's all about the journey, the walk, the spiritual aspects of it. And they always say, no matter what, the Camino provides. So no matter what you need, the Camino is going to find a way to get you that. And isn't that beautiful? There's a spiritual aspect to that I love. So, you know, I think that's interesting. And these accommodations are pretty cheap, like hostels, you know, 10 euros a night, 12 euros a night. So I think that's kind of nice. It reduces carrying weight. You know, you're not carrying a tent, you're not carrying your sleeping bag, you're not carrying a bunch of other cooking gear. That stuff adds up in weight, so you can travel light. So that's what I planned. When I first started planning this trip, you know, I was doing a lot of research. I got hiking books and camping books, and so get myself ready. And then as I researched more, I realized a lot of that stuff is just not necessary. So that's a good thing too. It'll make the hike, I guess you could say, easier because my pack will be lighter. I mean, I am taking a backpack with stuff. That's unavoidable. I'm also be taking electronics, laptop, cell phone, camera, a couple of cameras, so I can chronicle the whole journey. You know, take pictures and videos, and post pictures and videos and essays and stuff, and special personalized messages to my patrons. Which reminds me, I just have received 3 new patrons through the Patreon website. I wanted to say thank you to those 3 patrons. It's let me see, let me look. I got a list of their names here. I should remember this. Thomas, thank you. Marco, thank you. James, thank you for signing up for my Patreon. You've been added to my list of patrons, so I appreciate it. Thank you very much. We'll have some fun. They'll be receiving. Actually, I get so much stuff on my Patreon page. I've got. In 2018, I took a trip around America. Drove it. It took me 6 months. I took 10,000 pictures. I mean, that's not an exaggeration. 10,000 pictures. A lot of pictures. And probably about 1,000 videos. Well, those 10,000 pictures are available online to my patrons. So, other stuff. I got downloadable projects, downloadable books that I've written, and I will be posting this week. Within the next day or 2, I'll be posting to Patreon a downloadable copy, a PDF of my latest book, which is Knifemaking Alchemy. So that book is published, it's completed, it's for sale on Amazon in paperback, but my patrons will be getting a copy of that. So anyway, back to the Camino. So if you want to follow along on my adventure as I prep for the Camino, and then I go on the Camino, consider signing up for my Patreon. I'd appreciate it. It'll be fun. I just sold my car to raise some funds for it. But what's coming up? Let me see. Rock'em Sock'em Robots. More Rock'em Sock'em Robots. A whole bunch of projects. I got a whole bunch of stuff going on. I finished up another book, a cardboard crafting book. That's coming. All kinds of stuff. Thank you very much. If you would like to see my channel thrive, hit the subscribe button if you're not a subscriber. If you are a subscriber, please hit that bell button. That helps the YouTube algorithm understand that it's a plus for me. Understand that people are interested in my stuff, and leave a comment. Give me a thumbs up. Comments are really big because they're an interaction. As far as comments go, let me know what you think about the Camino. If you've walked the Camino, any one of the various routes, there's a bunch of routes. Let me know. That'd be wonderful to hear about it. Leave it, and we'll give it a thumbs up in the comment section. Or if you want to walk the Camino, or just want to wish me well, just leave me a comment. Thank you very much. Lots more stuff coming. I'm having fun. I'm gearing up and gaining some traction and some steam here. I'll talk to you again.